What an awkward fucking beginning. Hey guys, we are live on our way to Point Pleasant. Woo!
Technically Gallipolis.
Technically Gallipolis. Ohio.
Yeah.
Which is outside Point Pleasant.
Just over the river.
I'm Kirby, as you all know me, Crook Irish. This is, what do you want to call yourself?
I'm Max. I go by XMS usually, but on the internets.
Use the right lane to exit right to US 50 West Port Athens, Ohio.
Excuse me.
That's our GPS.
Yeah, she's being a real pain in the ass right now.
We've been on the road for how long? About 4 hours now?
4 hours, sure, yeah.
4 hours now. Listening to Mothman shit. Listening to fucking podcasts that are going to tell us what exactly we're getting ourselves into. And hopefully getting enough information to bring you guys a good show. That's kind of our goal.
We're thinking 3 parts. 3-parter.
A 3-parter. We haven't quite put it together yet, but we're beginning to realize as we listen to these things about the Mothman, it goes a lot deeper.
Yeah. It's less about the Mothman and more about the things that happened in Point Pleasant in 1966 and 67, which included the Mothman, but also included some UFO, like quite a few UFO sightings, maybe some poltergeist activity, and definitely some men in black show up.
That's the thing, guys. We're sitting here going, we're chasing the Mothman, and while listening to these fucking podcasts on the way home or way down, we realize we're not just chasing the Mothman, we're chasing the men in black.
Oh yeah, and we're not talking like, the movie, sugar water. Sugar water. We're talking the kind of men in black that show up and don't have lips and have painted on lips with lipstick and just kind of have a hole in their mouth. And they had, according to some eyewitness eyewitness stories, they had this weird tick, this sort of hand gesture where they were wearing gray gloves and they go like this over and over again. The lipstick would come off on their gloves. And I don't know about you, but there's nothing creepier to me than a weird, tall man in an ill-fitting suit with no lips.
Could just be nerds, though.
Could just be nerds. We have heard tell that it could be nerds confusing other nerds as men in black.
So we're kind of like sitting here going, what the fuck happened in this place? I think you can do an impromptu story on Ingrid Cole.
Ingrid Cole?
Yeah. Listen to this.
Yeah, okay. So Ingrid Cole was first glimpsed by a guy named Woodrow Derenberger, Woody, as he liked to be called. He was a traveling salesman. He sold sewing machines. He lived a little outside of. Actually, he lived like 55 miles outside of Point Pleasant. But this happening happened pretty close to Point Pleasant. He was driving home late at night, and in his like service van or whatever, full of sewing machines, and this car comes booking down the road, passing him, and 30 feet behind it, trailing it, is a cylinder-shaped UFO. And it's just trailing it. And then, it stops trailing that car and then stops, basically like flies in front of Woody's car and like slows him to a stop, like safely slows him to a stop, basically. And I've heard a couple of accounts. One account, he didn't get out of the car. One account, he did. I just finished the Mothman Prophecies by John Keel, which I highly recommend. And I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember what he explained in that. But if I remember correctly, Woody got out of the car, and door opens on this vessel, and a ramp comes down, and down comes this guy, and introduces himself, either telepathically or verbally, as Ingrid Cole. He's also known as the Smiling Man, because he's been sighted at other places, and he's always got this really creepy, huge fucking grin on his face. And again, sort of in a very ill-fitting suit, and nobody can really describe why it's ill-fitting. It's just the whatever they're wearing, the clothes they're wearing, just don't seem to fit. And Ingrid Cole gets out and talks to Woody and basically tells him, I'm from space, but you don't need to worry because my nation is not as strong as yours. And yeah, that's the first sighting of Ingrid Cole in the area. Woody was left pretty dumbfounded and frightened and just confused. And throughout the next 13 months, Ingrid Cole pops up in Point Pleasant and Gallipolis and the areas around the Silver Bridge and the Ohio River, just kind of randomly. I think he made an appearance to Mary Heyer, who was a journalist at the local newspaper. And she, her and Keel were really the ones who documented all these things. Mary Heyer had a lot of high strangeness sort of happen to her throughout that 13 months. The first instance was she was working late, and a very small, strange man comes into her office with a...
Could be the dwarf.
Yeah.
This is my part. I studied this.
Yes. So, bowl cut, short, but wearing shoes with very thick soles. Comes in sort of again wearing an ill-fitting suit, talking weird. When I say talking weird, I don't mean he had an accent. He had, every time someone describes one of these people, Men in Black or Ingrid Cole or this little guy who is probably from the Black Lodge, it's not that they have an accent, it's that they don't know how to talk. They have a weird cadence. I'm not good at impressions. I wish I could do one. But, it's like, hello, may I please see that ballpoint pen? He apparently became very enamored with a ballpoint pen she had on her desk. And she was like, I just want to get done with my fucking day. So she gave him the pen, and he let out a childish just laugh of glee as he walked away with this ballpoint pen in his hand, saying, That's how I took it from the book.
So the biggest thing I kind of realized here is that Point Pleasant just fucking exploded
for 13 months.
It's like the Ghostbusters went and opened the fucking, what was the name of the major dude in number 1? Gozer,
yeah.
It's like he just opened the fucking portal to Gozer.
Yeah.
Because Men in Black sightings started showing up. UFOs, fucking Mothman. What else we got here? Supernatural.
Yeah.
Shit that could trace back to Crowley.
Yeah. And
Mr. Crowley.
Sort of interdimensional stuff. Some weird stuff just happened. And I think the reason that the Mothman gets the most play on this is because it's the strangest looking of all of them, and the other ones communicate. It seems like the Mothman just shows up with its big red eyes and burns people's retinas, so people who stared at his eyes, at the Mothman's eyes, ended up with a certain type of conjunctivitis, that it's basically a sunburn on your eyes. It's not the kind of conjunctivitis you get from wiping your ass and then rubbing your eyes. It's not that type. It's not pink eye.
Honestly, I kind of like the theory that potentially the movies, the Men in Black, were created so people would stop looking into them.
Yeah. So that's a theory we've heard that the Men in Black movies are a full-on psyop to get people off of the track of like what the real Men in Black are, that they may be alien, interdimensional, or paranormal.
Because you don't hear about a lot of them.
No, you
don't. Everybody overlooks it, goes straight to the Mothman or fucking Dover Demon and shit. But realistically, these things are wrapped up right alongside all those cryptids.
And these Men in Black, they're going around town saying like, first they're saying, do not talk about UFOs, and then they start ripping on John Keel and saying to people like, have you heard of John Keel? He is a liar, which happened a lot. And there's a story about one of these guys. I think he gave his name as Jack Brown.
Oh yeah, that was the fucking dwarf.
No. There's two different guys that visited her, dude.
Oh.
Yeah. So after the dwarf visited Mary Hyre, another guy named Jack Brown, who was tall and lanky and had these really long fingers, visited her, and she after having the dwarf visit her and stuff, she decided to prod this guy a little bit more for information instead of just trying to get him out of the office. And he asked her some weird questions and then got on the John Keel thing. And she said, and he said, have you heard of John Keel? And she said, yeah, I've worked with him. And Mr. Brown says, I used to be a fan of his, but then I read something and I think he's a liar. He should not talk about UFOs like that. And then he showed up at like a barbecue, like a town barbecue, with a 1960s era, like old time, magnetic tape recorder, and he was trying to interview people at the party about Keel and UFOs, but the thing was never turned on. Everyone noticed that, like, he sat on the couch for like 20 minutes trying to, like, fiddling with it, trying to turn it on, and he just couldn't figure it out. So he spent the rest of the party with this microphone holding this case, talking to people, but not recording anything, which is just bizarre. But to me, it's like, it's kind of like all these things are like, they're beings or creatures that are not necessarily human, but are trying to mimic human behavior.
Oh, hey, we got a viewer. What's up?
A viewer? What?
A viewer. What's up, Moon Drosty?
God damn.
We're doing good. We're just on our way to Point Pleasant to.
I bet it's my new haircut.
It's your new haircut.
I got a haircut. Yes,
your haircut brings all the boys to the yard.
Yes, it does.
We're on our way to Point Pleasant to basically chase down the Mothman and the Men in Black, apparently now.
And Ingrid Cole.
And all this shit gets weirder and weirder, guys. Like, my part in kind of, and by the way, Moonjosty, how are you doing today? My part in this thing was essentially researching Aleister Crowley. Right? Mr. Crowley! And his, researching the Thelema?
Thelema, yeah.
How he started Thelema and shit, and how he channeled an Egyptian god to write what is essentially modern day Satanism. To an extent.
Right-hand path magic.
Right-hand path magic. So, I looked into this dude, and he believed in this thing called the Black Lodge. Like, that we live on different planes of existence. And he apparently believed that the fucking Black Lodge existed on one of them, and in them held shit like the Man in Black, or the fucking Dover Demon. I'm pretty sure Will Smith lives in Hollywood. We're going to the wrong place.
I make this look good.
But he believed. Hold on, let me change my hand a bit. There we go. He believed that this Black Lodge held like 3 prominent figures. It was a dwarf that loved music, a scarlet woman, and a tall man that personified evil.
Who was potentially Satan.
So, Crowley figured out how to open the Black Lodge, let a couple things out, and quickly shut the door. But he had 2 disciples, the guy who invented Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, and fucking Jack Parsons.
A rocket scientist who worked who worked in Pasadena at the NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
So they tried to summon the Moonchild, and in so doing, accidentally opened up the door to the lodge. Although there is rumors that L. Ron Hubbard did it intentionally, and this is where it gets weird. You see, when the Men in Black showed up and the Mothman, a slew of cryptids started popping up all across North America.
Yeah, around the same time that Parsons and Hubbard were messing with some weird shit.
All around the same time. The Dover Demon, the Flatwoods Monster, the Beast of Boggy Creek, the fucking Mothman, the Jersey Devil was there
It's
before.
Been around, yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of them were...
Oh, wait, the Puerto Rican Chupacabra. Not to be confused with the Chupacabra in the mainland, but the Puerto Rican Chupacabra. Well, there is a difference.
And all these were incredibly disfigured and weird versions of monsters.
Yes.
Whereas a lot of monsters throughout the world at least resemble humans to some extent.
Sort of cryptozoological monsters have some, like Sasquatch, is a monkey.
And so it's almost like I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, what if they're fucking demonic versions, right? Like the Men in Black are demonic versions of humans. The Dover Devil could be like a demonic version of a deer or something. Oh, thank you.
The Black Lodge version of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Are we getting people talking to us?
Moon Justice, say good luck. Greetings from Germany.
Oh, that's awesome.
How's Germany doing out there? We'll show you West Virginia.
Yeah, this is West Virginia.
It's fucking rainy.
Yeah, it was really nice a second ago.
Yeah, it was. We had like a second of sunshine.
Yeah. Are there any cryptids in Germany?
Oh yeah, what cryptids do we have in Germany?
I don't know.
Also, guys, this is all part of a Mothman thing that we are making for our YouTube channel.
Yes, we are.
We've decided a name. I'm thinking, honestly, we're thinking about the men or the departed men, but I almost feel like the Men Departed.
I think Men Departed is better.
So I think our ghost hunting group is going to be called the Men Departed.
Are we ghost hunters or are we urban explorers with a ghost hunting bent?
I think that's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't want to be like Zach Baggins and the Ghost Bros.
No, we're not. Look,
I think we're a little more scientific, a little funnier.
I would probably put us closer to Hellier.
Yeah, I'd say closer to Hellier. I think our research is reasoned and reasonable. You're not going to catch us on camera in like night vision IR, showing, oh shit, dude, oh man, oh shit.
Yeah, none of our videos are going to have staged jump scares or anything like that. What you're going to see if you go to my YouTube channel, Crook Irish, is a real ghost hunt.
We're gonna go to the TNT factory, which was a hotbed of sightings and phenomena.
Oh my god.
High strangeness.
I gotta read a Harry Potter book or page. Hold on.
What?
Yeah, they redeemed it. I didn't know they could redeem on this. All right, hold on.